What kind of armor is this? She does not look like she belongs to Final. Holy shit. This person looks like they should be in PSO 2. Pretty badass though. Dude, that setup looks super futuristic. Yeah, seriously, it feels like I've never seen one that's like so close to like being like it just looks does not belong at all in Final Fantasy. Hey Collapsa, I know. Emmett's only interested in us. He said we're close.
You are not without charm.
He thinks we're charming. Oh, Dominic, so she got a new bird and that bird is incredibly loud. Like if you thought the other one was loud, this one is like, well, you can tell. That's the bird. That's the one bird. I mean, they fall asleep after a certain time, and you just throw a cover over them and they sleep. I think the problem is that he wants attention. He's a pretty needy bird. It's an interesting train of thinking, or like a train of thought for Emmett, because it's like, again, we kind of go through it all, right? His whole world's kind of like became fragmented. He essentially he's trying to save his world in a sense, right? He's trying to bring it back together and make everything as it once was. And what's interesting too is like you said, is that technically, I guess it's like, in a sense, him being like one of the originals, one of the original people, he's like he's whole. He's like, I'm not gonna go as far as say as maybe they're perfect, but they're like near, I guess, close to that perfect being, whereas opposed to everyone born throughout all these different fragments who are just simply just a fraction of what they used to be. So I can understand where he means at that point, but then of course too, when you that's when it kind of like, that's where things kind of diverge, because that's where he believes, since you're only a part of a person, killing you has no meaning. And that's where it's like, okay, well, obviously, like, that's where we feel different about it, because it's like, you know, he can kill millions, and to him it's essentially just like killing ants, I guess, because we're technically not even a full person. We're only a part of what we should have been. It's interesting.
Geezer was doing his nuts, shouting and screaming like someone had nicked his pie.
I fucking love this. Geezer was doing his nut.
Oh, that's just meal. You will douse this stuff out.
No, it couldn't be.
It's people.
I know what it is.
So the more they eat of it, the more they'll be entranced by Valkyrie, Lord Valkyrie.
Sin-Eater.
Oh, it's Sin-Eater.
Is made out of Sin-Eater.
Sin-Eater. This is like gross. I hate that. The mule is made out of people, but it's just made out of people after they're turned into Sin-Eaters.
Keep them away from me! I command you! Keep them away!
What a guy. What a guy, Valkyrie.
Pay me back later.
Ooh, it's the Jesters. Oh boy. This should be fun. Wee! I think it's hilarious.
My own volition.
Earrings are clipping. My immersion. Well, I'm gonna avenge him. If Thancred can beat him, I can beat him. You think I don't know your tricks? That's a new one. That's a new one. That's a new one. Get fucked! Ooh! My precious girls, he got a weird thing from Minfilia, don't he? All his past Minfilias that he watched die. Alright, now slice his head off. Oh no. Is he glomping?
The Warden, it's not just a Sin-Eater. It's a man.
I mean, didn't we already conclude this when we noticed he had a fucking head in his armpit? Gross.
Me? Unseated? No, 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 no.
He just hit the fucking fork.
No, stop him! Thancred, stop him!
He's got like meat wings. Dude, how can those wings support that? All that fat? Yeah! Finally. Give me that aetheryte. I've waited years for this. Well, not years, more like 2 days. But I've waited 2 days for this. A tuning! Woo! Ah.
We will contemplate flight only as a last resort. Were we to come under attack whilst airborne, we would have little hope of defending ourselves.
Man, it's crazy. The birds in the background for FF14 sound so real. It's like they're there.
Never mind. The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have.
He doesn't expect us to remember it. Interesting. That's a good point tonight. That's something to take note of. We are reborn.
We ascended without a word, the silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears.
Oh, he wants Harburg to join him. Dude, you must have...
No one but me remembers that day.
Everyone else is looking at him like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? That's Exarch.
Uriorge. And you too, Exarch. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes.
Where's my sandwiches?
Mount Gould will not soon come down to Earth, nor can we compel it to do so. But if the mountain will not come to the land, mayhap the land may be made to come to the mountain. In the form of a Talos. A Talos large enough to reach out and take the volcano in its grasp.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me you can call on not only the people of Yulmore and the Crystarium, but the Knights Blessed and the Maul, and even those miners? But that's just about everyone in Ballynorvrand. Who are you people? And how did you come to have so many friends?
We have friends. The artist Alphino and his assistants. The Savior's Adventures of No Import. That sounds like...
No import? You expect me to believe that after you just promised me the help of the better part of the world?
So, as you can see, you will not want for bodies. I trust you will have your design ready in good time for their arrival.
We're gonna start a band called Alphino and the Assistants.
Norvrant is counting on you.
Direct choice. This is true. We are an assistant to Alfie. What did I do? I should have done it. No, he's dying.
The future is where my destiny awaits. Forgive me, I was lost in a dream. I needed some fresh air and thought to rest for a moment. It would seem I am more fatigued than I realized.
The future is where my destiny awaits.
Too much time away from the tower, I fear. It drains me, leaves my body frail and weak. Though, in truth, it is debatable whether I can still call this my body.
Asya. No. Maybe. Oh, because, yeah, his body's turning.
When first I turned my mind towards the salvation of the world, I came to the conclusion that it would take many long years, many more than remain to me. And so I made myself one with the Crystal Tower, that I might live indefinitely.
Uh-huh.
I am but an extension of it now. Hence my weakness the farther I travel, and the longer I am away. Then, in trying times, when you question your worth and your choices, they will raise their voices to remind you of the difference you have made. And thus will your deeds come to affirm your path. Remember this.
What a bro. No. Yeah. I need to look at something. Did I see something? No, it cannot be. Well, I'm gonna find out right now. I think I just no. I think my hunch was correct based off of what I just saw. I'll show you guys. So I saw this thing, and as we walk away, pay very close attention to his robes. Look what's going on there. There's like a weird like shadow, almost, I don't know, to me it almost looks like a tail. And I'm thinking, so if it is, it could be very well Grahatia. Because there's a weird shadow there that would only probably be there if there wasn't actually a tail. Although to me it would make sense to use that model unless they were just doing it they were just using the same model, the model for it because they already had it. And but there's nothing there that should be that would be making that shadow on his clothes. And yet it looks like a tail. You can see the shadow of what looks to be a tail on him, even though there is no tail there. You can see the shadow of it. We'll see. I mean, it's very originally when this started, when I saw when we saw that there's someone in the Crystal Tower, I was like, that could be Grahatia. I was like, it's gotta be Grahatia. But yeah, we'll put my theory to the test. It's a little odd that the Exarch has a tail though. We'll say that. Bet you didn't think I would notice that, Square Enix, did ya? What the? Ah, yes. Powerful neck muscles, sculpted by a lifetime of nodding. It's perfect.
Is that?
Oh shit! Hey! Oh, Titania. Oh my god.
Summon us in times of need, we expressly said, yet what should we find but the final battle joined without so much as a whisper of our name?
We're gonna get it later. What a strong boy. I think they're mad at...
This I did not expect, but I will gladly accept the help.
Green, do anything? Okay, let's do it.
Here we go!
Okay, let's do it. Yeah. The whole family's here. Holy shit. Hey, look, he's breathing. Neat. Oh, did they follow me? Don't follow me.
It is you.
Oh, jeez.
You will not defile my new paradise.
Langford, take the lead. You're the tank. I'm gonna die if I keep going in front. Oh, what the fuck? Hey, don't punch me, dude. Oh, Lord. Please don't do that to me. Holy shit. That's what we're doing right now. We're gonna go hunt for the Fat Keen. We're gonna go show him a thing or two. Well, that's crazy. Interesting. That's a big block. That's a big Rubik's Cube. Very large Rubik's Cube. How am I supposed to know what? Alright, well. Oh, I see. Okay, I understand it now. I understand. Look, it says ultimate waifu. How could you say no? I mean, yeah, she might eat me or might turn me into some deformed monster, but hey, totally worth it. I'm gonna watch for this time. Let's see what you're gonna do. Okay, this one you can easy dodge. No, it's not. Oh, okay, it's that stupid thing. Okay. I did not get that. I mean, yeah. The first one I get, that second swipe, I'm like, oh shit. This should be it though. Just do that, and limit break. Easy. No, our 9 out of 10 waifu for Laifu. Well, there goes that. Look, I'm sad too. I'm upset. I knew what was at stake. Revolver of the Forgiven. I appreciate it, but that's not my class. Okay. That was my last. That was the last fight. That was the last one. The last 9 out of 10 Sin Eater. Time to meet. Yep, time to meet. That was wonderful. You think with all the Sin Eater CD, he'd at least look a little better, you know?
The end is near, my friends. We have found Vorthra's hiding place.
Unrepentant villains! Will you not be satisfied until you have brought disaster down upon your own heads?
Even his fucking like megaphone voice is annoying. It just made it worse having the echo.
By your wickedness, you stand to gain naught but ceaseless conflict. Had you only entrusted fate to me, there would have been peace for all. You could have lived bliss in my eternal paradise, free from the burdens of conscience.
Oh my god. It's so annoying.
Assassins many forms, and I do not doubt that you considered yours well worth the cost. I was even prepared to believe that the end might justify the means.
I, I, I feel like it's really weird because sometimes I feel like Alphinaud's really trying to connect with Lord Vothry, but I'm like, this is the worst villain to try to understand. Like, absolutely, he's just perverse in his own gluttony, in his own like he's just essentially just a huge power fiend. Of all the people tried to talk to, I think Lord Vothry is the worst.
I had hoped that you might mend your ways and join hands with us, that we might strive together for the happiness of all.
No, you can straight up see from the get-go the type of character Lord Vothry is supposed to be.
But no more. Your actions cannot be reconciled with your words.
What words? He cried and threw tantrums from start to finish.
You will learn your place.
Yes, he's reviving the base. Only the base this time.
I will expunge you like the filth you are. Your demise will serve as a reminder to all that I am the zenith of mankind and Sinita both, chosen to rule over creation by right of transcendence. My very existence is virtuous. I am perfect, immaculate.
Dude, he's gotta look super ugly. I feel like for as much
Disinclined to grant us an audience.
I feel like for as much as he's like talking himself up, he's gonna look ugly. I mean, he was already not a looker, but yeah.
Come, let's finish this.
If upset, yeah, you did. We're getting quite close to the encounter. Wow, they're lucky. They get all the Sin Eater bays while we go get the fat guy. Oh shit! There he is. Oh shit! He's climbing down some
Are you
steps.
so determined to die? One last chance, villains! Bow down and acknowledge your king, your god!
Nice nipple. Thank you for the bit. Don't. Damn it! It's Scuttles. He's trying to make me lose. Last time he did that, I actually got hit by the fucking by an AoE. Oh shit! He's fucking splitting it. What the fuck? Something's coming out of him.
The light surges within me.
Bliss. Bruh.
I see now.
Oh shit!
This is the passion of my ascension.
He's handsome now.
I shall
No. We can't beat him anymore. He's too handsome. Oh fuck, he hit me. This is a predicament. Everybody knows the pretty guy always wins. It's just too hard for me to want to kill him now. This is interesting. What is going on? This is like some Fate Stay Night shit. Oh. I don't. That thing. Ooh, that's what killed me last time. Alright, I avoided it. Okay, it moves. That's what that. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Ah. Ah, feels good. But now it's not bad. We didn't kill Fat Vothry. We killed Beautiful Vothry. Now I feel conflicted. It's not that easy. It can't be. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Should you leave, you might. Oh boy. It's 5:42 a.m., but I'm not. I have to witness this. I have to. I don't think there was ever a point where you could look at him and be like, we can reason with him. I feel like Alphino really thought what Valtteri was doing was perhaps maybe right in his mind, or right for everybody in his own way, and that he was trying to reason with him so many times, and I was just like, bro. Well, the minute we met him, I was like, he's not the kind of like he's in his own world. He believes that he is king, and this whole world is for his own existence. So I was like, there's no way you can reason with that. From the first minute you meet him.
I am righteousness. I am
A god. Nice swords.
That is why I was born. As man and sin eater both.
And so his dad basically laid with one of those waifu sin eaters.
I kept the people safe. They respected me. Worshipped me. How can this be? I should be the one looking down at you. Help me. Damn you. I am your god.
I'm gonna absorb you, Valtteri. Oh, this is gonna. He's a big boy though. This is not gonna be good. Arbert, Arbert, we need your help. You better be here, Arbert. This is not gonna be a good one.
Look, the sky.
I want to Kamehameha wave it, dude. That first time in Lakeland when you fucking just go whoosh into the sky, that was so good. Uh oh. Time to look into Valtteri's past.
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground. Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me. I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry. But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
To be subjected to such deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good for this city, and you could do so much more were you not surrounded by fools.
Recognize that voice anywhere.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion, but I come bearing a proposal, one that will ensure the longevity of your reign.
But But give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a light warden. By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being, a king to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your authority will never again be in question.
Oh shit, he created fucking Vothri.
Amazing. Before my Vothri, they behave as docile pets. With this gift, my line shall be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
How did that work though? Did they just, the senior just like touch her stomach and go boop? Or did it like they do some raunchy stuff?
By all means, sir. United under Yulmor's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions. Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
But you know, I feel like Emet-Selch would understand that if we did all this, we would understand this would happen. This would come to pass. We would know that he did it. Oh no, it's happening.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not alright.
Say something.
Can you not clearly see all the aether being spilt out of me?
12 for Fend. He cannot contain the light. He's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time.
It's changing back.
I'm losing control.
The combined power of every Light Warden is too terrible a burden for any one soul to bear. And so I shall relieve you of it.
Oh shit. No, the Exarch's gonna absorb it?
Exarch, what are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds. As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
No.
Ooh.
No, I don't believe you. It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with him as you please.
Do not interfere! Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
You knew of this, Urianger. Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
Sacrifice.
He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrent.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede.
No, you can't go, Exarch. What about my sandwiches?
Your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered.
No, my sandwiches. Warbert, where are you?
Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
That's not enough. I knew it. It is Grahatia. Grahatia, no.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
You can't go, Grahatia. We still haven't gone on those cool adventures. Don't do it. Warbert, where the fuck are you? Oh no. There, I fucking knew it. Stupid. I knew it was gonna be too good to be true.
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First.
This is true.
Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity.
Oh my god. How could you do this to Grahatia?
It's not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours. You bastard! Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be. I placed my faith in you, let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now, halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage. I am an Ascian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the great rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vorthri. Thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided he could contain and control the light. If not, then he, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening.
But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Well, I mean, he would always tell me the truth, but he just never really told us what that would, you know, what his end goal was, which is, yeah.
Then I simply kill you all.
Oh, okay.
At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing light wardens willy-nilly. Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away. And I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried.
Ooh.
You still retain your form and your senses. But you have all but become a sin eater. Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light. Those in your company will likewise turn into sin eaters. And in time you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether. Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you. But before your absolute might, they will quickly know despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Oh, the irony. What forth we achieved through bliss, you achieved through despair. But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero.
No!
Emet-Selch! I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you. He is a small token for my troubles. I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero. I pity you, I do. Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest. There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes. Till then, I bid you farewell, Eater.
Ah, finally.
Where were you? I am the ultimate Sin Eater now. I have many titles, and now Sin Eater is one. Pog.
It's like this all over. The whole of Norvrad is shrouded in light again.
Why don't we do that thing where we touch, you know, Albert? You know? We touched earlier, and it seemed like you were kind of like absorbing some of my light. Why don't you just come give me a big old bear hug? If only I was handsome like Valtteri. Maybe I could have contained the light. So tragic.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight. I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
Okay, we get it, Albert. Stop rubbing my face. I think salt to the wound. I should just jump. No, if I jump, that makes it worse, right? Because then all the light just goes everywhere, and it's gonna find some other host.
Coming clean, don't. It might make you feel better, but it would make things 100 times worse for them. They're better off not knowing.
Touch him. Touch him.
You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet.
That's true. What if it just all goes into onion? It'd be perfect.
I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives.
That'd be terrible.
One last sacrifice.
Never make a video game, please.
One last fight.
I'm just kidding.
One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burns so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
Now all you gotta do is touch me on root. Come on. Put a hand there. Do a little tickle. Oh yeah, fist bump. I'll take it. Social distancing, I completely understand, so I will take a fist bump.
Come on then. As I thought, what happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours.
Give me a big ol' hug.
I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
You were up here all alone, brooding and fretting.
Oh come on, we're just getting to the good part.
But look at you.
I mean, it's fair. It's fine.
Like a pixie.
Oh no, we're gonna get yelled at.
Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess, and you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor Poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle. It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Emet-Selch will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them. What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Dear beloved sapling, you are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place. Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow.
Oh, she knew him. Ruby Eye, she knew that.
See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue.
Grahatia. Oh yeah, I find it. I think it's perfect for her. Yeah, definitely. I was a little off put because, again, yeah.
Stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer.
I was thinking that you know, fairies. So I was expecting some like really high pitched, like kind of like squeaky type of voices, but no. I feel like, you know, now I got to hear it more. I'm like, no, it's yeah, it's exactly, it's fitting, it's perfect.
But what will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting, waiting and watching.
I kind of like that they give us like a little partner for these games. Like in Heavensward we had Midgar, and then for this one, I failed. I don't think we had him in Stormblood, but I mean, it's nice. Yeah, and yeah, that's right. And she always wants us to like rely on her, always be call her out when we need help, but we never do. That was funny though. I mentioned before, but like the first thing that we immediately saw the Exarch, I thought that was Grahatia. That was like my first immediate assumption, and then I felt like it got confirmed when we were building that giant talus, because I was talking about it earlier. But when you walk away, I brought it on screen too. You can clearly see there's a tail, a shadow of a tail on the Exarch. And it's just so strange because obviously there's no tail there, but you see the shadow of it, and you also see it attached to his back, the shadow. And I was just like, well, he didn't have his staff or anything on him. He was just complete. He just had his robes on, and I'm like, okay, that's for sure got to be Grahatia, because I'm like, he's got the fucking tail. Who else could that possibly be?
moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Grahatir, then. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the river of time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes. And thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope, we are finished. Mankind is finished." Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me.
Dang.
By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th umbral calamity. This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the Source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only man who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Cid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was him. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread.
Oh.
Where others would stumble and fall, he would rise above. Where others would break and run, he would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were his deeds joyously retold. For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights.
Pat myself on the back.
And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the warrior of light himself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. He was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to him. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live.
No.
I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Jesus.
Therefore sharest thou this burden,
Migraine after migraine.
and no other. What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood, and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First. Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me, but in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the calamity, and make of it a portent. A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the rift.
Is this truly thy wish?
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would, and I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There's been enough tragedy.
Except Emet-Selch fucking shot you in the back.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
Oh, gratitude.
We should be on our way. Dacian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
We're coming, Gratia. And fuck you, Emet-Selch.